going on, Jerome's? Beautiful day. Birds are chirping and stuff. Sorry that the practice recap a little bit late, but Daddy was out winning the day. Also, awesome new hoodie from friends at Fan HQ. Just like, I love the old style logo. Plus, it's so comfy. This just feels like a crisp late fall, early winter evening Sunday night football. Dun, 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 dun. Making some chili. Get your chili hot, boys. That's right. That's right, man. But practice number 2 for the Vikings. So the good news is no one tore an ACL, but the Vikings did have another injured cornerback. We'll get to that in a sec. Now, the main topic for training camp is what's going to happen at quarterback. Now, Slinging Sam Darnold is a huge, monstrous favorite to be your week 1 starter, which is fine, but J.J. McCarthy ain't giving up. And as we said, like Kevin O'Connell's sort of slow played this pretty good. We're talking about, J.J. McCarthy has to hit these benchmarks in every single day and every single way and all that stuff, right? But what left the door open is that Monday when Kevin O'Connell was talking is that J.J. would get first team reps, and he has the first 2 days of practice. That did not happen during OTA. So Kevin O'Connell's leaving the door open, man. Will J.J. McCarthy knock that thing down? We'll see. We'll see. But there were some highlights for both guys today. I think J.J. McCarthy had himself a phenomenal day. Sam Darnold was more consistent day 2 as well, even though he had that highlight yesterday with the Jefferson catch. Will Rag at Sports Illustrated. J.J. McCarthy's first throw day 2 is a deep ball to Jalen Naylor for a touchdown down the left side. McCarthy was pumped. Also, I love that about Kevin O'Connell. Like early on in the sessions for each quarterback, they're taking a deep shot, getting after things. Alec Lewis, oh my heavens, Sam Darnold does it again. A 40-plus yard laser beam to Jordan Addison over the top. A beauty, frankly. Now, this is a little bit different than the Jefferson ball yesterday, where basically it was a busted coverage, Andrew Booth Jr. in coverage. But the one to Addison, I mean, the video team put out looked really, really good. Shaq Griffin, who we'll get to in a second, was in very tight coverage with Jordan Addison, but just a fantastic ball from Sam Darnold. I mean, both these guys just dropped piss missiles today, man. McCarthy was definitely looking the part. And also, he's been lining up at quarterback too. And that's a departure from OTAs where Nick Mullins was nearly exclusively quarterback too. But he's showing off arm, showing off mobility, velocity to stick it into tight windows. And that's something we talked about because we said this a bunch. Arm strength isn't just about launching the ball 9 yards down the field. It's about how, when you make your read, can you put it in a tight spot in between the linebacker and the safety and the corner where only your guy can get it. And also, more importantly, can you get it there before it gets picked off, but also put it in a spot where the receiver can make the catch, not end up in the hospital, and then also turn up and make a play. It's important. Also, wasn't hesitant. Like, he was just out there slanging, man. So, obviously, both quarterbacks looking comfortable, and I think this thing might be closer than people think. Yeah, but it's not through no fault of Sam Darnold. McCarthy's just looked that good. But Darnold out there dropping some bangers as well. Plus, you can tell, like, there's emphasis on average depth of target, and both quarterbacks are really slinging. And you saw that in camp with Cousins, the last couple of years with Kevin O'Connell, where, people will make a big to-do. It's like, Cousins forcing it downfield into triple coverage. Well, now is when you want to press things. Now is when you want to calibrate what you can do with your receivers, right? So you're going to be taking chances downfield. Like, there's nothing more stupid than checking it down and taking a profit in training camp, especially early in training camp, right? Now, in a game, like, sometimes that can be the prudent move for sure, but in practice, talk about practice. In training camp, you want to be redlining things and you want to be pushing things, and that's exactly what both guys have been doing, and it's kind of awesome. It's really awesome, man. The opposite of awesome is Shaq Griffin got hurt. Kevin Seifert, ESPN, who's not Carl Gershman. Quarterback Shaq Griffin went down today while returning an interception during 11-on-11s and spent time with medical officials on the sidelines. Following that, the Vikings cornerbacks in nickel were Byron Murphy, Caleb Evans, and Duke Shelley. So, Shaq Griffin, free agent signee, been holding down that left cornerback spot with the first team defense. Now, that would be huge, but he was able to walk off on his own steam. It does look like an ankle injury, so hopefully he just rolled it and a couple days rest and we'll be good to go. It doesn't appear to be as serious as Mekhi Blackmon yesterday, but we'll get more updates as things go along. But it did give a glimpse to the current cornerback depth chart. So Murph and Griffin were the two starters in base. Caleb Evans was coming on the field in as the third corner. Murphy was kicking into the slot. And then when Shaq went out, Shelley came in and did some work in the slot with Murph, and Evans kicked outside. So that's currently where we're at with things in the cornerback room. So, yeah. Also, so Jefferson just has that aura, man. He really does just have that charisma, and he does lead by example. And you can tell why the teammates love him. You can tell why the teammates trust him, and he's just a tone setter. He absolutely is. Love me some Justin Jefferson. Also, it's the first time that he likes number 8 on his team with Tristan Jackson. All right, so there's a couple things here. So number one, you have Darnold with Bradbury. That's your two starters currently. J.J. McCarthy lined up as quarterback 2, and that's important because he's getting snaps with Diamond Dan Feeney, and this could be how things shake out as the Vikings head into joint practices and preseason. All right, because O'Connell also emphasized that Nick Mullins doesn't need snaps to be ready to do his job. So I actually think that preseason games are going to be half Darnold and half McCarthy, and we may not even see Mullins. We might see a little bit of Jaron Hall at the tail end of a game, but this is going to be full-on McCarthy and Darnold showcase, which is kind of awesome, man. But Diamond Dan Feeney holding it down as the backup center. Also love the mullet. Just let your soul glow. Noteworthy is, so I can't make out who the fourth center is. It's either Tyrese Robinson or Henry Bird. But at the other center spot is number 65, Michael Juergens, 7th-round pick out of Wake Forest. Now, what's important to know is that Michael Juergens does have 3. What's up, Sylvie? It's been a while since Sylvie's made an appearance. People were starting to get concerned. Yeah, because we're a nation family. But Juergens does have 3 years of center experience at Wake Forest. He moved to left guard last year and was an absolute stud. And I think eventually when the Vikings make a decision on the future of Bradbury, I think Juergens could be a dark horse candidate because he does have that experience. But right now he's working at center 3 with Nick Mullins. And yeah, it was just a really interesting day overall for the quarterbacks. I think positive returns on both guys. You got to feel good about the current situation. And lastly, wrapping up, Kevin Seifert. Before practice today, Vikings rookie linebacker Dallas Turner kneeled at one of the memorials the team has for Kyrie Jackson. Stayed there for about a minute. He'll attend Jackson's funeral tomorrow, he said. And like we said before, like Turner's, definitely been the one, taking the Kyrie Jackson situation the hardest because obviously being teammates for 2 years on the defensive side of the ball at Alabama, reunited here, same draft class with the Vikings. I mean, they're close. They're close, and yeah, it's a big deal. But he's talked about dedicating the season to Kyrie. A lot of the players have as well, and yeah, it's just something that, that's just hard to digest. But I think the Vikings are doing the best that they can. Just getting out there, doing it for Kyrie, putting in that work, and it's good, man. But that's it. Vikings practice numero 2. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts. Comment section below. You guys know what to do. Skol. Production value.